Hey everybody, so I'm out here in the woods enjoying myself. I realized that I've never really made like a video for this YouTube channel just talking about how to set goals and how to go after them. I wrote an entire book, an entire course, but I've never really made like a dedicated video. So this is a video that's about a main concept in my book and course, The Wild Mindset, called the Wild Mindset Formula. This is like the formula that the book pretty much revolves around, which is belief plus action equals creation. It's a pretty simple concept, you know. Here's the thing, you can believe whatever you want and you can take whatever action you want, but those things aren't going to necessarily create the life that you want. You have to be pretty strategic about your goals if you want to get somewhere. The way that I came up with this was that I had a big injury when I was working as an electrician. It took me out. I wasn't able to ride for 2 years. It was really depressing at the time because my whole identity revolved around mountain biking, and I had this unfixable chronic injury, and doctors said I wasn't going to be able to ride my bike again. And of course, I'm like losing my mind, going to every specialist I can possibly talk to, trying to find some sort of answer. And there was no answer because the problem wasn't a medical issue. It was the fact that I was so stressed, and that stress was keeping me stuck in this place where I wasn't able to take the positive action. And basically, it wasn't until I kind of realized that my beliefs that I was never going to get better, and my beliefs that working out was going to cause all this pain, all of these beliefs added up to me not taking the necessary action. The action that I needed to take was to start going to the gym. It was to start de-stressing myself. It was to eat healthy and focus completely on healing my body. But what I was doing was thinking about how I just wanted to ride my bike and how it's not fair. It felt like the world was against me. And that's no way to live your life, and you're definitely not going to get anywhere feeling like that. So it wasn't until I took a good old look in the mirror and addressed those negative beliefs that I finally started to be able to fix them. And that's really when everything started changing. I started going to the gym. I started eating healthy. I started removing stress from my life that I could, going to therapy, doing all of this stuff that I was basically like avoiding doing because it was hard work, it was uncomfortable, and frankly, I didn't want to do it. It wasn't until I took that action, that very necessary action, that I started getting better. With that was pretty much the premise of the Wild Mindset formula. Belief plus action equals creation. If you believe something bad about yourself, like that you're not good enough or that you can't reach a certain goal that you set, you're not going to take the action that's necessary. And even if you do somehow force yourself to take that action, it's going to be really, really hard, and it's not going to be sustainable. That's why you see people force themselves into the gym for a couple weeks and they can stick with it for a few weeks, but that's exhausting because they have some sort of belief that is stopping them from actually making progress. So the solution to our problems is pretty simple. One of the things that you have to really look into is what are those negative beliefs that you have about yourself. It's pretty easy to identify what kind of actions we need to take to start creating the life that we want. But the harder part of the puzzle, I suppose, is actually figuring out what negative beliefs you have living inside of you. You know, there's the good old classic negative beliefs like, I'm not good enough, I'm unlovable, I can't possibly achieve success, I'll never measure up. Things like that. Those are pretty core negative beliefs. And if you believe that you're not good enough, it's going to be really hard to ever feel like you're good enough. No matter how much work you put in and how much planning and desire goes into something, if you feel like you're not good enough and that you're not going to measure up, then it's going to be almost impossible to ever make yourself happy. When I had my chronic pain problem and injury, my inner belief was that I was not good enough, and I was doing everything that I could to prove that I was. I was working crazy hours. I was working as an electrician while also running a bike shop at the same time. I was in a relationship that caused a lot of stress in my life. I was doing a lot of things that basically I was trying to force my way and cling on and prove that I was tough and good enough and could work hard and make it. All I really needed to do was stop all that bullshit and start listening to myself and being true and showing up how I actually wanted to. Because I didn't want to be working that hard. I didn't want to be so stressed out all the time. And if I had just felt like I was good enough and that I deserved good things, then I probably wouldn't have been in that situation. Nowadays, that not good enough feeling, it comes back from time to time, but it is definitely not the key driver in my life. So I guess right now, I'm gonna challenge you to take a good look inside and see what kind of negative beliefs you've got going on. I find that journaling helps me so much. I wake up early and I just start writing as soon as I crawl out of bed, usually at 5 in the morning with a cup of coffee in hand. It's become my daily ritual, and at first it was kind of a pain in the butt, but it's become like this centering and grounding practice that I do every morning, and I love it. It's very special. So take a good look at those negative beliefs that you have, and then your next step is to try to reprogram them into something that's positive, something that's actually true and motivational and good for you. My negative belief of I'm not good enough became I am enough. And it's true, like I am enough. I'm just another person just like you. We're all enough. There's no metric of enoughness for humanity. So get a little bit rational and think about those negative beliefs that you have and how you can switch them to be something positive for yourself. And then when those beliefs pop up, when you're working on a goal and you hear that little voice being mean to yourself, you just throw that positive belief back at it. You have to kind of do like a argument in your head. And that's how you're going to create the life that you want, by switching those negative beliefs into something positive and then allowing yourself to take action without those negative beliefs drowning you and pulling you down back into some place that you don't want to be. So, belief plus action equals creation. Negative belief or a negative action in there is going to create a life that you aren't necessarily happy with. If you have a positive belief and a positive action, you're going to be on your way towards creating a life that you're stoked on, a life that you would consider your dream life. And I know it's true because I'm living it right now. This is the most pure, real version of myself. I'm showing up. I feel like I am good enough, and I'm pursuing the things that make me happy, and it feels amazing. So this process works. The wild mindset formula works. There's going to be up days, there's going to be down days, but the consistency and the effort that you put in towards identifying those negative beliefs that you have and trying to switch them and then taking action, you can create the life of your dreams. And I know that you can because I am currently living it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have an awesome week, and I will see you guys next time. Oh yeah, and don't forget to check out my course, The Wild Mindset. It's available on my website, wild-grit.com, and it'll go into facing those negative beliefs, reprogramming them, and creating an action plan that you can stick with. And it includes all sorts of other stuff, like following your intuition and picking out the right goal for you, and it's just overall an awesome book. I mean, I know I'm biased, but I really do think it's great, and I think you will benefit so much from picking it up. So head to wild-grit.com if you want to grab one for yourself. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Ooh, thunder. Exciting. Anyway. Say bye, Dusty. Goodbye.